What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are back after a bit of a hiatus. I was having a bit of internet issues here at the house, and we got them all resolved, so now we're back. We're going to be uploading content on. Uh, Probably going to be ending the quarantine here too soon, so most likely be going back to a few videos a week just to keep up with the content and going from there. But today we are back with our bad bitches. We got this deck from an EU player, Gara, over at Gara Twitch, and he used Ashe Sejuani here to get all the way from, I believe, like D4 all the way to Master's rank. And I can definitely see why, after playing a few games of this deck, why he was able to get all the way up to Masters. It is, I mean, it's super punishing mid-range for a lot of the most popular archetypes right now. Like Demacia has a really hard time against this if you get a decent enough draw with our quick attack and flash freeze or frostbite stuff. Demacia has a really hard time against it. Control archetypes have a really hard time against it as well. Like a lot of decks, we kind of can struggle against burn because a lot of the times they can just get there, but we have enough early game as well where we have not the worst matchup against it compared to some other archetypes out there that are trying to sneak their way into the meta. So let's just go ahead and we'll cover the list here. We play a pretty much full package of the frostbite stuff. So brittle steel 3 of, flash freeze is a 2 of. I think in Gar's original list he had 1 more flash freeze and 1 less harsh winds, but I kind of value the harsh winds a little more, so I switched that up a little bit. And so yeah, we play pretty much full package of the frostbite cards, and then Omen Hawk, obviously it's one of the, I mean, it's like hands down the best one drop in Freljord. Buffing +1/+1 to our top 2 cards is super relevant, especially when we're playing stuff like Trifarian Assessor, which if this gets buffed, it draws itself a card, and then all of our other stuff that's 5+ power, which is Sejuani, Ashe, Abros, and Hearthguard with stuff we want to hit, Trifarian, Glory Seeker, and then if this stuff gets buffed like a couple times, then we're just drawing cards like crazy with Trifarian Assessor. This card is absolutely necessary in this kind of Freljord Noxus midrange. This deck saw a decent amount of play towards the end of the beta cycle. Nola Gold, I think, used a deck similar to this to get second place in one of the Duels of Runeterra community tournaments, and this is just kind of a updated version with the Sejuani. So obviously you play Icefell. Excuse me. Obviously you play the Icefell Archer, another insane frostbite card. It's a 3 of, I mean, 2 mana 3/1 with frostbite that's just disgustingly good. We play the Legion Drummer. When it supports something, it gives a quick attack, which can protect a lot of our allies here. Like we can get pretty free attacks with Ashe if they have a smaller board, or we have some other sort of like frostbite backup. So yeah, this card's absolutely necessary as well. Trifarian Glory Seeker, I mean, this combo's disgusting. You can just completely remove something off the board and still have your 5 attack unit to potentially draw more cards or just threaten removing something else on a future turn. Or yeah, you can just get cheap spells out of them too that can potentially protect your other big stuff later down the road, like Vile Feasts or Mystic Shots. Get excited, stuff like that. You can warrant a response here if they really are trying to protect something on the board. 3 of Culling Strike I also think is completely necessary. I mean, we're playing so many Frostbites, we can just instantly remove something big, like a big Radiant Guardian from Demacia, or any of their other big stuff, like Lux Karma is really popular, so we're removing a Lux. Disgustingly good. We can get rid of Ezreal's, Heimerdingers, all that stuff. Vise, if we have the Flash Freeze or something to follow it, or to preempt this Culling Strike with to get their attack down to 0. Really good card. We play 3 of Marine Fang because we're playing so much Frostbite. We want to just freely remove pretty much anything they put on board. Super good card. I mean, there's so many good... This has so much synergy. I mean, the deck is pretty straightforward with what you're trying to do. You're just trying to go faster than a control deck can keep up with, and then you're trying to outvalue mid-range decks with your ridiculous attacks and just straight up removing things with these combos that just completely wipe them off the board. And obviously we're playing Ashe. Ashe is super disgusting, and we level her up super quick, especially when we have a unit like Sejuani. I mean, I don't think if you're going to be leveling up Sejuani, it's going to be super rare, and she's mostly here because she's an absolute unit, just a huge body for the cost. I mean, 6 mana, 5/6 overwhelm, and then frostbiting and giving something vulnerable. So we can just remove something. We can just take a favorable block again, just furthering this pretty disgusting mid-range win con where we're just absolutely crushing the opponent's board if they're building one up, and punishing them super hard for, I don't know, not respecting what we can do with our frostbites and stuff. So I don't think you're ever really leveling up Sejuani, but if you do somehow and you haven't leveled up Ashe, it's obviously like a free level up on Nexus damage for Ashe if they have a big enough board. But I mean, mostly you're just playing it for the play effect and being able to just kind of end the game on the spot when you play Sejuani. Because most likely you're going to have a few ticks on your Ashe with the frostbite, so when Sejuani comes down, you're most likely close to finishing off Ashe, if not just finishing off Ashe, and then the vulnerable, I mean, it can, in that situation, you're obviously like just finishing them off because they're not going to be able to block since they're going to be frostbitten. But I mean, you can also just like spot remove something with Sejuani with all of our different challengers and stuff. So super disgusting combo. We talked about Trifarian Assessor, really good. We're just drawing cards. This is a super disgusting reload, especially when we have big units on the board and your opponent thinks that you're about to be running out of gas. They only have to deal with a few more of your creatures. You drop a Trifarian Assessor, boom, your hand's up to like 6-7 again, and you're just going to be slamming big creatures again the next turn, or that turn potentially. Avaros and Hearthguard, again, it's just like huge, beefy. It's like if Omen Hawk, you know, was just a big Nordic man with a red beard, but, you know, a 5/5 as well. So, I mean, you're buffing the whole deck. Just everyone knows about this card at this point. I feel like maybe not some of the newer players, but this is like the king mid-range Freljord stuff. We are just getting absolutely disgusting value. If you draw multiple of these and you're not super far behind on board, you're going to pretty much outpower any mid-range strategy with this. It's pretty insane. And then we talked about 3 of Harsh Winds. We need that. The Reckoning, 1 of, I mean, I could honestly see if you could find a spot to cut something from the deck here, like if you're not running into a lot of the, yeah, I guess if you're not running into a ton of stuff that warrants having a Culling Strike. I mean, Culling Strike's so good. I don't really necessarily know what I would cut, but I could definitely see going up one more card, one more Reckoning here, because this has been, as you'll see in the video, this has been absolutely disgusting in some spots. Like, you just completely annihilate the opponent's board, and there's really no coming back after that. When you have like 3 or 4 creatures above 5 power and they potentially develop into it, you just instantly punish them with this, completely destroy whatever they're trying to do, and it's, I mean, it's pretty much GG from there. So this card's absolutely disgusting. It's it's the most satisfying card in the deck to play because you completely just slice them down. It's hilarious. Talked about Sejuani. Yeah, super good card. And then we have the 1 of Tusk Raider. I've definitely had trouble, if I'm playing this card, it's usually not when I'm super far ahead. And I mean, I've rarely been able to get the Plunder off, but it's super nice to be able to tutor Sejuani. Obviously you get a 7/7, potentially more with the Hearthguard and everything else, the Omen Hawks maybe. The Plunder's disgusting, but I mean, this is just here to tutor Sejuani, so you could potentially like push insane damage and level up Ashe or something. So not much else to say about that card. The Plunder would be insane if you get it off. Obviously, if you plunder with this and then you're somehow able to get a Trifarian Assessor and draw like a million huge creatures that are just completely like just insanely huge, like then you're going to be sitting pretty well in the position of the game. But I didn't personally find any spots for that, but I'm sure it's come up. But yeah, definitely super good for tutoring Sejuani. And yeah, that's pretty much the list. Yeah, like I said, kind of king of mid-range. If you just, yeah, you'll see in the video what I'm talking about. But if you like the content, go ahead and feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I always appreciate the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Super excited to be back and making some content for anyone that's watching. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good rest of your day. Oh yeah! Alright, let's see what we're working with. Elise Hecarim, interesting. Okay. I mean, it's about as good as it gets. The 1 of Reckoning. It's showing up a lot. I mean, it's fine if we can find the right spot for it. It actually would probably be pretty good in this matchup. Okay, I'm willing to take 1. I'd rather prevent more damage, obviously, by freezing something else, so We can just pass and bank the mana. We're not really under any pressure. Now we can play the Rhyme Thing Wolf here. Okay. That's really unlucky for this guy. I was not expecting that at all, but he got super punished here for a really interesting decision. Wow. That really sucks for that guy. Because it's not like I was playing around that at all. It just happened to work out that way. Yeah, that stinks. We don't really want to even want to... I mean, we'll play the Omen Hawk, but we don't really want to play anything else into this right now. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could have held it, but it still saves us too much, I guess. We can bank the mana. I don't think there's really anything against banking the mana here. Okay, this must be... This is crazy. I would assume there's some Neverglades or something in this deck. Okay, how do we stabilize is a question. We just slam a bunch of stats, I guess. Trying to remove his stats off the board. He's going super wide here. Okay. I mean, yeah, that makes the most sense. But he could also block with a 4/3 and just save. This way, I mean, at least saves us from... unless he has, like, Guillotine or something, which would be insane. Okay, well, we have triple Hearthguard, so... We have to kill this, and we're down to 4, so... Yikes. He has, like, transfusion stuff. Okay, so we have to... I mean, we could play Ashe into... I mean, he's saving mana for potential vengeance here. We definitely want to use our Reckoning now. So I guess we go this first. Hopefully he goes wide and we can just punish him with a big Reckoning. This will definitely be a pretty big punish here. So we're gonna start off by... Can't play Sejuani. We play this, or we can play Ashe. I think we play Ashe.
I will unite the Freljord.
If he taps out for like a vengeance, then we can... We're just gonna go for the Reckoning. You got sliced.
There's nothing to fear.
Okay. It's going wide.
Where are you? A pretty present.
It's going very wide. Okay, nice. We got a Harsh Wind, so I think we should be okay here.
Stand and defend.
I mean, we're not getting lethaled here, so we might as well just block like this. And then use the Harsh Winds after if he has some sort of trick. So far he does not. So I guess we play this. I don't know what he could have, but we don't have any way around if he has something. Okay, he's draining himself. Is he going to Atrocity himself here? Is his last card Atrocity? Okay, no, it's not. That's nice. Okay, well, we have to... We don't have to, actually, because we can Harsh Winds in response to an Atrocity. So we can play Sejuani and Harsh Winds here. So we're just going to Sejuani this.
Pain is nothing.
What is she on? 3?
Follow you anywhere.
I know just the place.
Okay, GG. Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to block even close enough damage. Holy moly, that Reckoning was actually so good. That Reckoning was actually so disgusting. That was incredible. Karma, Lux, Halo, Plasm. It's not BBG, so maybe we stand a chance. I feel like this hand's okay. Brittle Steel's kind of useless in this deck. Or against this deck, I mean. I mean, you can get their elusives, but, I mean, we're not really that scared of them. Kind of want the Trifarian Assessor later. I want to pressure them, like, early. Okay. This is okay, because we can get some valuable trades here. Potentially down the line. Okay. This could be alright. We definitely want the frostbite value, I think. It's kind of a hard call. Like, do we just tempo play a 3-1 and put pressure on him? It's gonna potentially drop a elusive next turn. Which we can't really pressure anyway. I'm trying to think. Like, we're not gonna really get anything done by developing the wolf on the open attack, but we lose out the frostbite value. I think it's just safer to bank the 2 spell mana. I mean, that's pretty good, but it's not amazing. I think we just take our free hit, level the Sejuani. If he plays Remembrance, plays a Badger Bear, I mean, we can do this now, just to develop it, get the Frostbite. Another Harsh Winds is very interesting.
The order rewards its faithful.
Let's see, so we'll have 5 mana next turn. We'll have Harsh Winds mana as well. I mean, we have Harsh Winds mana right now. I mean, we don't really want a Harsh Winds here. I think we can just develop. We're not really going to block these, I don't think. I mean, I guess I could chump block here. Yeah, I could chump block here to get into Brittle Steel range.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
I kind of want to play like as mana efficient as possible, I think. Because we don't necessarily need...
A chill in the air.
I just totally trailed off there, but I don't think we necessarily need anything insane. Oh, we could draw 2 here, which is pretty nutty. I'm trying to think. Do I want to draw 2? Yes, I definitely want to draw 2. This puts on a sizable amount of pressure too. And now we can Brittle Steel. We also have Culling Strike. If he develops a Lux here, then he gets a free block. Which is unfortunate, but kind of want to draw 2. I could just Culling Strike it. I don't know if I'm going to get any higher value Culling Strike here. I don't think I am, so we're just going to Culling Strike this. I think I'm also willing to let this go down just to have the damage. Yeah, I'm fine with this. He's down to 7. I mean, pretty nuts.
Virtue guides me.
I mean, that sucks, but we have Harsh Winds next turn.
Banish the unworthy.
Question is, do we tap out for Harsh Winds here? I'm trying to think. So he'll go up to 12. I think developing is just way better here. You can go up to 12 here, I think, pretty safely. You can play the Legion Drummer.
Forward.
I mean, that's pretty much all the pressure from his attack. He can develop Lux here, but I'm surprised he... I feel like he would have developed Lux before. Does he have another single combat? Oh, he has a Remembrance. Okay. Let's see what he gets. I mean, that's okay. Now we can just open attack with the Harsh Winds, and he's in a pretty bad spot. I mean, I don't think we really want to get rid of any of these, so... we definitely want to potentially save a 5-4 here by doing something like this. I mean, actually, we don't even need to, but it'll... I mean, it'll at least look like we're... I mean, we're going to Harsh Winds on the open, so... I don't know what I'm really getting at here. I mean, we can just pressure this attack right now, because... Actually, he does have a block that saves him. That's really not the best. Problem is... I mean, he does have a block that saves him here, which is pretty nuts, unfortunately. We'll just do it like this because he has to block, and then we can get the Harsh Winds in. We might not even need to Harsh Winds. Oh yeah, we will, for sure, actually, because we don't want him to heal. Right now he's -4. He might be digging for like a will. That doesn't save you, so you can't do that. Unless he has a single combat here, or a will. Okay, so he has a will. That's fine. He taps out completely for that, and now we can do this. And he loses his life steal. He's down to 5. And now we get to draw more potentially out of this.
Hope burns on.
Which is pretty sweet. He's tapped out. It's in Brittle Steel range. We get another one of those boys. I mean, this is your whole attack. I mean, I guess it's not your whole attack, but I'm just gonna do this. I mean, he has to develop into this, right? I don't necessarily need to give him anything here. I'm trying to think what he could do. He would need double will, and that's super unlikely, so we're just gonna wait and see what he does.
I fight for the fallen.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, so this is good. At least we didn't like develop into this under Harsh Winds range. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if we play the Ashe, the worst thing he could do here is there's nothing that really saves him in this position, so we're just gonna play the Ashe.
I will unite the Freljord.
And then when he goes for the attack, we can... He might go for a single combat maybe too instead. But in that case, we should be fine as well. Yeah, because we'll Harsh Winds, even if he goes for a single combat here, Harsh Winds, and that just kills it if he tries to go for the Harsh Winds on the Ashe. Or the single combat on the Ashe. I mean, maybe he'll do like a greedy single combat on like this. But that doesn't really put him in a position of winning either. So, I think it's pretty much wrapped up at this point. I don't know what he could do. Even if he has like a judgment on the return swing, okay.
You will be scoured from this land.
Avarosa, guide me.
Oh, hell yeah! I haven't seen that level up animation in a long time. He could have like a... Yeah, okay. He could have had a Radiant Strike, I guess, if he was like... I don't know. If it was like, I don't, this deck, there's no reason to play Radiant Strike. So, alright. GG. GG. That would be pretty nuts to play Radiant Strike in this deck.
The war is
But that was like, I guess, our one punish. Alright. Be nice to get a level up on Sejuani at some point. Our games have been ending so much faster than that. Sejuani is pretty insane in Ashe, though. I mean, just getting a 5/6 over 1 for 6 that frostbite vulnerable something is it's pretty disgusting. Okay, we got Diamond 3. This should be a pretty drawn-out match, I would think. Reckoning is insane here. I think we have to keep Reckoning, because it should just completely obliterate his entire board. But I think we can ship pretty much everything else. I don't think we want to necessarily keep a Sejuani if we're keeping Reckoning. I mean, Reckoning is a pretty greedy keep if we don't draw into any of our top end later. So I mean, maybe we kind of have to keep it with one Sejuani, just to be safe. Okay, we drew all of our top end. Okay, I mean that's fine.
Where are you?
We're gonna get smorked by some spiders here. I mean that's pretty alright.
Knocked and ready.
Okay. I mean, that's good for us. That was pretty much dream turn 2. It looks like we're going to be going into our...
Everyone's a garden.
I mean, we have to pass here, unfortunately.
Come this way.
We can't just let our Trifarian get smacked here. But now we can't play as Maokai on 4. Oh, that's nice. We'll do this. We're getting close to being able to Reckoning here. Oh wow, holy moly. I mean, I could take out a Spider, but then I'm weak to Vile Feast, and I don't really know if I want to be going down that road. So I'll just pass. I mean, if he has Vile Feast here and he wants to waste on this, I'm okay with that. It looks like he's... This kind of screams Vile Feast here. And I really don't want to get juiced with a huge attack next turn, so I think I have to do this. Yeah. I don't think I can really afford to be punished. But going into this turn now, we can potentially Reckoning if he builds like an insane board. I mean, I don't think that's that scary. It's not a ton of pressure, but I think we kind of wait. I think we kind of want to wait until. Oh dear, that sucks. See, that would have been insanely painful. Oh Jesus, how much are we? Okay. Oh god, dude. I mean, we're down to 2. This could get really ugly for us. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's pretty insanely bad. I mean, I think we're going to want to be able to Reckoning here, so... Oof, this is bad.
I'll cut them up. Face me.
I kind of have to do this, I think. We could potentially play Sejuani if he doesn't play anything that's that impactful. Now, because if he gets another Neverglade down this turn, and then... It depends on what he plays, but if he plays more than 1, 3... Yeah. Okay, so now he... Man, that sucks. Jesus. I guess I should have played the Sejuani to give this vulnerable and have it be attacked by something that couldn't have gotten Vile Feasted, so that's on me. Because he was definitely... Yeah. He was definitely showing Vile Feast pretty hard. Oh no. Well, we did save for the Reckoning, so at least we don't die here. I think I played this.
Just a moment.
Yeah, we have the Reckoning here. I have to really hope he doesn't have anything that can do 1 damage off of the next, like, 3 or 4 cards in his hand. Whew. That's a really good draw, because if he draws, like, Neverglade into some stupid ephemeral thing... How is that already a 16? How's it already a 15-15, dude? That's crazy, dude. 3... He's had a lot of Spirelings, I guess? Jesus, that's crazy.
Pain is nothing.
Yeah. Go like this. Okay. We can Assessor and draw 4, which seems pretty good.
Line up.
That's a lot. Omen Hawk, okay, that's scary. Now, I guess we have to... If we Ashe here, we can't freeze in response. Okay, but what we can do is Flash Freeze. Yes, okay, so we can Flash Freeze.
You are mine.
I kind of want to wait for him to do something here. I don't know if he'll block. Maybe he will? Let's see what he does. He might try an Atrocity here, and I'd rather make him waste the Atrocity first. I mean, we have enough Frostbites to live. We're not in any danger, so I don't want him to potentially, like, play... What could he play here? I kind of want to just clear the board, because, like, what does he play here that does 1 damage on this turn? He could play...
Bring me chaos.
He could play, like, a Prankster or a Neverglade into another ephemeral thing, in which case we get punished super hard. So actually I don't think we can, now that I think about it. Yeah, if he plays Prankster or another Neverglade thing into another ephemeral thing, then we're in a lot of trouble. So we kind of have to play it like this. Yeah. Because yeah, if he plays Prankster and then he has Caretaker or Neverglade plus... I mean, you can't have... See? Okay, there we go. Yeah, we cannot allow this to go off. And now we can queue 2 Culling Strikes in response. In case he has, like, Glimpse. Okay, he didn't have Glimpse. Okay.
Let's see what you've got.
Okay. I don't want to tap under Harshwind's Culling Strike here either, though. So we just pass. Okay. Plays Callista. What am I scared of here? He doesn't have anything that can... I don't think he this doesn't play any Last Breath stuff that I know of. So I think we just develop into it. I mean, I think we can just develop into this.
I will unite the Freljord.
Today, Ashe, you'll see true leadership.
Damn, dude, these are some tough ladies, dude. Yes, I guess we just end. I guess there's an argument for Culling Strike. Well, we don't really need to do that. I'm trying to think. I mean, we get 10 damage in here on the open attack. I'm trying to think. He might have something to heal is the problem. But then in response, we can Sejuani's Fury of the North. I mean, we might as well play the Almanac, I guess.
Guide our allies, my friend.
Doesn't change anything on this turn or the next. Because even if he has Atrocity plus this Callista, we can still Ashe's Frostbite. I didn't even think about that. We did need to play the Ashe there so that we got access to Ashe's. Oh, I guess we didn't need to because we were saving for Harshwinds there. But now we can just open attack.
Bristle, attack!
And a Frostbite's that, so we can't Atrocity with that. GG. GG. Holy moly, living on one. That was insane, dude. Woo!
Is over.
Oh
Now
boy.
rebuild.
Whew. That was close.